The clock on the office wall ticks over to 5 on a Friday afternoon. Adolf's brain fills with excitement. He's about to get on to his Path of Exile new league launch when he gets back to his house. Anyway, he rushes outside, straight out of the office door. The hinges almost come off. But then something sad starts to happen. He's out of breath already. He just has to get 15 more meters to his car. Also, he can get a ticket for speeding. But Adolf says to himself, it's all worth it, because soon he'll be league launching with his guild in the hardcore league of Path of Exile 3.14. So, for the next 18 hours, he's eating cheese crisps and drinking energy drinks. After the 18 hours, he feels depressed, tired, so he sleeps. He gets up the next day, does another 18 hours, and then the next day, until Monday rolls around. He literally goes to work, he feels depressed, he feels like he's wasted his time on the weekend. Maximus. In a leafy suburb, late afternoon, Maximus has an extremely productive day. He gets out, springs out of his office chair, goes over to his computer, looks at his computer, and sees there's something wrong. He sees the figure 50,000. So he does the calculations again. $500,000. His beautiful feminine wife walks in, and she has a surprise for him with her hands behind her back. Maximus is extremely excited because his wife reveals to him a perfectly cooked, thick, juicy steak. He sweeps his wife off the floor, spins her around, and plants her into the office chair. The next morning, he wakes up full of drive at the crack of dawn and ready to smash his record from yesterday. In November 2022, my mind was racing with excitement in anticipation of the new dream PC I was going to get. And this was going to pair with my already immersive monitor. I was super excited. I was researching all the parts, and I came to the conclusion that the calculations seemed outrageous, and I couldn't believe how much I came up with. So it was going to cost me $5,000 just to be antisocial, not very social, to be locked away in my dark, dingy room, looking at a screen for hours on end, giving myself unhealthy levels of dopamine, which is the basically feeling of goodness, which always resulted in a dopamine crash afterwards, and I used to feel terrible, depressed, and not feeling good about myself, feeling like I was wasting my life. So I went searching for answers. Hamza Ahmed appeared on my phone. He tells me he hates me for playing video games, and he gives me all the reasons why, all the justifications. And so I end up not going the route of buying the PC and just start thinking, contemplating, sitting down in deep thought, contemplating my life. And that was the last day of my 27 years of video gaming addiction. So you don't need to play games You might be thinking at the end of the hard day work, you need some time to unwind and relax. But it's really not relaxing. It's super hyper stimulating. You're not relaxing your brain. You're not giving yourself time to rest. And it's also like you're constantly connected to your game. Your brain is constantly using, say, 50% of it, always thinking about the game. You're going on subreddits, web pages that talk about the game. And it's just filling up your mind with just random thoughts about the game, your builds, the way to play the game, how to design your character to look as good as you want it to, what you're going to do with your guild friends. And it's just filling up your brain with all this useless information, waste. It's just, you don't realize it when you're actually playing and when you're thinking about it during the day, because you're just getting that rushed excitement of dopamine constantly throughout the day, just thinking about the game, because life to you is literally, that's like the priority, that's the top priority. A fucking game, a fucking virtual fucking game inside this virtual world that doesn't do anything for you productively. There is definitely a way to feel good and more fulfilled in life. It feels like there's this barrier, right? It's right in front of you, and it's the game. It's like you can't see past that game, the virtual world, the feeling of just escaping into this amazing, rich, virtual... these video game developers, they know what they're doing. They know how to suck you in and keep you in there, and then maybe there's like a new league launch every 3 months or so, and they just spike up your dopamine. You just get addicted. You just want to keep playing. It could be any type of game. I'm just referring to my experiences of playing Path of Exile for whenever since it came out. It was 2013, and ever since I've probably spent like $1,000, well, just under $1,000 Australian on that game. So it sucked me a lot of time and energy, and I've wasted 10 years of my life on that game. And the amount of brain power that's zapped me, depleted me. You don't realize it when you're actually playing the games. It's fucking sad. And I know you don't want to hear this, but if you are addicted to a game, you're a fucking coward. You're escaping the real world. You need to face your fears, go out in the real world, develop yourself so you're not a coward. You don't want to escape the world. And I know it's not easy. You do need help. My goal is to help you get there. There are other ways. Just get help anyway. I don't care. Just make your life better. Because these video game developers, they know what they're doing. They know how to suck you in. They know how to keep you addicted. And it just really ruins your life. You could be doing so much more with your life. You could be really raising your family, spending time with your kids, raising them properly, doing the right habits, getting the right amount of sleep, meditating, be present with people, having really rich relationships, discovering a life that you never knew existed. You can feel way happier. You can feel way more fulfilled. You can feel way more knowledgeable, way less fearful of doing the things that you should be doing. Like being productive in life and just actually not feeling one bit depressed. You're not having negative thoughts. You're not being sleep deprived. You're healthy. You look how you want to look. You behave how you want to behave. You can do things that would scare the shit out of you normally. You can reorganize your life. Do the things that you need to do instead of putting them off because the game's just more important. it's like you won't even clean your fucking room because you're too busy thinking about the games. It's like you're leaving rubbish around. That's something so fucking simple, and these fucking games are just fucking up your brain. They're just giving you this brain fog, and it's fucking sad. And looking back, it's really pathetic. And I was stuck in this rut of playing video games for 27 years. When I was quite young, obviously, I didn't really know much better, but it's pretty pathetic that I was playing video games over, like, when I was 20 to 30 and 35. It's just fucking sad. So yeah, if you're thinking there's positives to playing video games, well, those positives will be 5x or 10x more if you're actually doing something that's more productive. So if you need your hand-eye coordination, just say for a sport, do the fucking sport. It's gonna actually be productive, and you'll be actually using those skills in the area that you want to be using them. So if you're talking about memory, you want to increase your memory, well then actually increase your memory by learning things that actually are productive and that aren't spiking your dopamine up and giving you that crash and making you addicted and just wiring your brain to constantly think about the gaming, as in it's just zapping all your mental power and taking away from what you can actually be accomplishing outside of video games, which is hard to see, I know, at the moment if you're addicted like I was. So you have a limited amount of brain points, and gaming is just zapping your brain power. You're just literally depleting yourself of, it's kind of like oxygen in your brain. You know how there's blood and oxygen, and it's kind of like a virtual blanket over your potential. So it's like taking drugs for weak men that just want to escape. So weak and inadequate men play games to be addicted, to escape reality, so they can cope with life and not actually do the things that they need to do to become strong men and adequate men that can fulfill the needs of their family, other people, and be productive in everyday life. So if you've got dreams of success in other areas of your life and you're gaming, it's just fucking sad. It's fucking pathetic. And I'm telling you this because I know this, I've experienced this, and I obviously wish I could get a time machine and go back 10 years, 15 years, maybe 20 years, and rearrange my life. Just don't fucking make the same mistake I did and waste that amount of time of your life on gaming. So why you play games is because of the dopamine, right? So if you really love playing video games, you get a massive rush of dopamine, and that makes you feel good. If you didn't like playing video games, you wouldn't get the dopamine rush. And if you hated video games, your dopamine might actually go down, so you'd actually not feel good. You'd actually feel worse. And you can actually regulate your dopamine to align your life to your purpose in healthy ways that are sustainable, and you don't get crashes. So you just have a baseline of dopamine that's up here all the time throughout the whole day. No negative thoughts, just feeling good all day. And it feels much better than getting those gaming dopamine spikes that just go up and down and up and down, and you know, it fucks your sleep up because you're playing video games at the wrong time of the day and zapping your mental power. It's fucked. It's really sad. So life gets better when you quit gaming. I'll show a before and after picture just so you can see what I look like. So from my personal experience, when I quit gaming, all areas of my life improved. So self-improvement happened in my life. I started doing weight training. I started working on my body, working on my diet, working on talking to people, working on, picking up girls, working on my social skills. I'm meditating to get more presence, journaling to get rid of my mind of all those negative thoughts. Learning so much. I learned so much in the past 7 months. I've been reading books, been listening to audiobooks, podcasts from intelligent people like Andrew Huberman, who basically gives you all the tools and information to really optimize your life, your sleep, which sleep is probably the most important thing in your life to be the maximum, to raise your maximum potential and be healthy as well. So when I was addicted, when I was like a video game addict, I was so shy and inhibited that I wouldn't even, so this is when I'm gaming on the Discord with my guild, I'd be so scared to actually go on that Discord and just speak with other guild mates. I'd just be extremely fearful of talking, and I just hate it so much. But after I quit my addiction, I'm on a self-improvement Discord talking to other men for 6 days of the week. So I'm literally on there every day talking to someone. That's just like, it's not even comparable to what it was when I had that addiction. It was like I had this block and I just couldn't improve. And it's just fucking sad. So I'm actually much happier and more fulfilled in life, and far less anxious and fearful of doing the things that I need to do to propel my life forward. So I don't miss gaming one bit, and to be honest, when I think of gaming, it just disgusts me, and it's just a depressing thought. Like, I don't get depressed, but just thinking about sitting in front of a screen, having my brain zapped into this virtual world with all the pixels and text and just like everything that these developers use to suck you into this virtual world that is literally just a fucking screen with, lights and stuff flashing around. And if you look at yourself gaming, like, you can do this experiment, just film yourself for 1 hour, and do you look happy? Do you look fulfilled when you're gaming? When you're just sitting down in front of the screen? Like, seriously, do this. Just record yourself for an hour and see what you look like. So it is much easier when you have a guide and you know what to do. And I've done it. I've quit my 27 years of gaming addiction, and I couldn't be happier and more fulfilled in life. And my goal is to help you beat this addiction, but it doesn't matter what you do. If you want to change, you can change and live a more fulfilled and happier life. So you can join me and take the leap. Alright, I wish you all the best.